Hey everybody, this is the TMG podcast. This is episode 21. With me is Will and Nikki.
Yay! And
we're semi-live.
We're half live.
We're hap.
Me and Migs are here recording together in the studio, which is also my living room.
Carlos is in another dimension.
Yeah, I'm in an alternate universe right now.
South.
I am actually far away. I am literally far away.
We're at episode 21, which means we've actually done this 20 times already. It's crazy.
It's crazy, yeah. We've done so much hours of just completely talking about non-stop video games, and I don't know, it's a lot of fun. It's the first day of March, and I'm going to deem this as the day where, well, my wallet's going to be burned, and I'm sure a lot of
this month's going to be painful on the wallet.
It's going to be painful. Yeah, I have a lot of games that I want to buy. I'm sure you guys have the same, a list, because we had a big hiatus from Jan to Feb, and there are a couple of games that came out, but not in that caliber of what March is going to bring us. And yeah, I really want to play Diablo 3. I want to play, Titanfall. Oh god, Titanfall.
EDF is out already though.
EDF, what do you mean?
Earth Defense Force.
We should buy that.
Do that.
We should chip in, buy it, and just record that shit and see what happens.
I wouldn't mind that. I saw it in the database the other day. So
how much was it?
I forgot, but it was there. I was there yesterday actually because I put in my pre-order for Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls, and while I was there, I also picked up Castlevania Lord of Shadows 2.
Ooh, have you played it? Have you played that one yet?
Not yet. And I only had so much money on me, so I was debating between the new Thief or Pokemon X, because actually I've been watching the Twitch Plays Pokemon channel for pretty much every day.
You know where they're at now? They're actually fighting their rival.
It got my trainer blood flowing, because the last Pokemon game I played was Silver, which was, I think, the one right after Red and Blue. So I haven't played a Pokemon game since then. So seeing how much fun the Twitch channel was, I thought I'd pick it up and see how much things have changed. And to be honest, the game itself hasn't really changed too much. It's still the same sort of story. You're
10 years old.
You're 10 years old. You get one of 3 different starter Pokemons. You have to beat gym leaders, and then you have to go and.
Are they really 10 years old, or they're not even 14 years old or 15 years old? They're actually 10.
Whatever. I mean, you're like a preteen.
You're a preteen.
I'm still 10 years old to this day.
And ideally, technically, you're not supposed to handle that kind of job or responsibility to take care of pets at that age.
The parents get out of my house.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's good. I mean, it's Pokemon. I mean, that's never been a bad game, to be fair. But part of me kind of wishes, it doesn't feel like it feels like I've done this before. Like I've played this game before. It's just prettier now. So I'm actually wondering if it would be worth for Game Freak to ever change the formula up somehow, or I guess they're going with the thinking that if it's not broke, don't fix it.
But they're doing the Nintendo thing where they just polish what they already have.
Yeah. No, and that franchise is to a point where they don't have to change the formula. Like their whole family is just are so set with that formula to the point that they don't have to do it.
Yeah, they just have to add another couple hundred Pokemon every so.
Yeah, just go 6 figures with how many Pokemon they have in the world or something. I don't know, because that's one franchise where you don't have to touch the formula. The formula is just golden. Like if you touch it, you're gonna just ruin it. And that's the same maybe for Final Fantasy, maybe the same for the same formula, the same path.
Well, but I guess I just the whole mechanic of capturing, training Pokemon. I think that's great. That's their golden formula they shouldn't touch. But what I'm just hoping for was maybe they can somewhat alter the storyline path a little bit, instead of beat 8 gym leaders or how many gym leaders and then there's an Elite Four and then that's it. I don't know.
Wouldn't it seem different? Wouldn't it seem weird to have a Pokemon that has a very deep and rich story where there's like voice acting, and there's an actual story, and there's a reason why you're going to the gyms, and there's a reason why you're training Pokemon.
Well, the GameCube Pokemon games had a story to it, like
Oh, really?
in Pokemon Colosseum, there were bandits that were stealing Pokemon and turning them evil, and etc.
Was that Rocket? Team Rocket?
I don't know. I don't remember. But like you had to free the Pokemon and purify them.
Yeah, and
etc.
there's always a version of Team Rocket also in these games, you know. So
Yeah, what are they now? They were
I
like,
forgot.
They were like PETA in Pokemon.
Yeah,
Gold.
they were-
in Pokemon Black and White.
Is Jesse back? Or Jesse
no,
and...
I mean it's not Team Rocket per se, but like a Team Rocket
There's
like.
always a like team of evildoers in every Pokemon game. Like I think in Ruby and Sapphire they were environmentalists.
Yeah, they were basically like
What?
they were basically like hippies, like Greenpeace. Like,
Oh, God.
Like they were like PETA PETA for Pokemon, you know.
We gotta free all the Pokemon from the trainers.
Gotta free them all, man. Gotta free them all.
We'll still use our own Pokemon to do so, you know.
And they're
Yeah,
knights.
we have to free all the Pokemon, but we have our own Pokemon closed, trapped in our Pokeballs. It's fine.
But the whole excuse they gave for that was like the Pokemon like volunteered or some shit like that. I don't know.
Nah. Well, going back to Pokemon X, you got the game, right? And
Yeah,
Have you been-
and I'm enjoying it so far. I'm not that far in yet. I captured a couple already, just building up the Pokedex. I'm still deciding what my final team. And there's so many new Pokemon I've never heard of, so it's kind of nice because like I'm seeing a lot of things I haven't seen before.
Wait, what made you choose X over Y?
he likes the letter X.
No, I asked the sales lady which one sold more, and she said X, so I got X.
I thought it was because of the rainbow deer.
No, it wasn't the Rainbow Deer, but I kind of wish I got Y now because I learned after the fact that Y has the Helix God in it as an exclusive Pokemon.
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
What the hell's a Helix God?
Damn.
It's a Omanite. It's a fossil type Pokemon, but like in the Twitch Plays Pokemon channel, they revere him as a god.
the Helix fossil
The Helix.
that they keep looking at in their inventory.
Oh, okay.
It's a you really have to follow that
You
Twitch Plays
can
Pokemon.
probably just trade for one online.
That's true.
No, most likely. That's the reason why there's X and Y. That's the reason why it's red and blue. Like, that's just the reason why, just to trade it off. But, I think for me, like, when I was thinking about X and Y, it's more like, do you like the black Charizard or the red, weird-looking one?
Or do you
Like, that's
like
that was my only differentiation about
Do
those
you
two
like the
versions.
armored Mewtwo or the skinny Mewtwo?
Or, yeah, stuff like that. Like, that's the only difference between the two. And apparently there's more than that. And
Well, you could say, do you like the color blue or red?
Red,
with your
yeah.
logo?
yeah, that's true too. But there's one thing in that game that I kind of would look forward to is the whole Mega Evolution, which I kind of saw.
That I haven't gone to that part yet, but I'm sure that'll be kind of cool when I get to that point. I just have to. I have to research like which Pokemon are eligible for that, and then like
There's a lot.
I don't know how many Mega Evolutions you can actually have because
I think it's one per battle. You can
One
Mega
per
Evolve
battle.
Yeah,
one Pokemon.
one per battle. Yeah, and I'm not too sure if when you Mega Evolve your current Pokemon outside the battle.
I don't think
does
you
it
can.
does it take a turn? I mean, like, no, what I'm saying, when you're in the battle and then you
Oh.
Mega Evolve the guy, does it take your turn and then all of a sudden it's his turn? Or you can just Mega Evolve and then do a move? You know what I mean?
Sure, like maybe
That's what I don't know. Because, well, it kind of makes balance if they have to, you lose your turn.
you
to
know,
Mega
I'm not playing the game for it to become like because like in most Pokemon games now, like once you beat the main game, the whole game becomes about competitive battling with other players,
and catching them all.
and
which is pretty much rock paper scissors in a sense.
more or less. But like, I mean, there's a whole
It's
there's
deeper than
forums
that
and
now.
forums and tables and statistics on all kinds
there's a
of
new
like
Pokemon type.
on all kinds of maximizing your Pokemon stats.
Yeah, isn't the new Pokemon take like
Fairy,
like
it's fairy type, yeah.
which is like
trailer
Jigglypuff
for
and
that.
shit. Yeah, like Jigglypuff was so well known to the point that they gave him a new type, and it's the fairy type.
Yeah, that's
Fantastic.
it. Yeah, so that's what I've been playing. Well, recently, yeah, Pokemon X.
When did you get
Pokemon X and Y.
I actually only bought that like yesterday. Yeah, but before that, what was I playing? I was playing a bunch of crap. Like I played. I've been playing Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons.
Shit, I need to play.
Oh, how's that? Like, I should buy that already.
Yeah, well, if you buy it off Steam, make sure you have a controller.
I have a controller. I play most of those like third person and like platformers, like Strider.
Yeah.
With my controller.
Yeah, because like it's designed to be played with a controller. Yeah. It's pretty good so far. I mean, I know I don't think I maybe 1/4 of the way through. I think. Well, I don't know how long the game is, but the visuals are really pretty. There are some touching moments, and it's overall a pretty good game. I've heard like when you get to the end, it's where it really hits you, but I'm not there.
The feels start coming in.
The feels start coming out at the end, but
they'll start seeping through the TV. Yeah, well, for those who don't know Brothers, it's Brothers: The Tale of Two Sons, which is a weird name, but the reason why this game is getting a lot of attention on media and actually in the internet is the fact that it has a really unique way of doing to tell a story. At the same time, it has a very awkward control scheme that actually caters well to the overall concept.
The control scheme, it takes a while to get used to. Basically, you control both brothers simultaneously. The left control stick controls the elder, the right controls the younger. So if you're moving one in one direction, and you sort of get disoriented sometimes because your habit is to also push the other stick in the same direction.
And your mind just starts going.
So you're trying to figure that out. And there's only one button basically. Besides the thumbstick, there's the action button, which is context sensitive to what's going on.
That's just a button, or you can't just.
It's just one button for each brother. Okay. So there's like elder brother button action and a younger brother.
Younger brother, older brother. That's the buttons. And it's more, the gameplay is more of, puzzle solving.
Yeah, puzzle solving.
From what yeah.
And you can die in the game, but it's fairly forgiving. Like there's checkpoints a lot, all over the place. I mean, the story's kind of sad. Like basically your dad's like dying and you're looking for,
I know he's in his deathbed, or.
You're looking for like a cure, basically.
And what's so appealing about this game is the fact that there's no voice.
Yeah,
there's no text.
They speak like Simlish.
Yeah,
Sim
language.
Mm-hmm. And then it's amazing because they say that the way it was the story is actually engaging. It's actually it's moving from what they say. So I'm definitely gonna pick it up when it's a little bit cheaper. I don't want to buy any more games because, like I said, I want to buy a lot of games on March.
I think it's currently still free for PS Plus subscribers. So if anyone's
it was free for Feb.
Yeah,
or was
I think it's still active until now. So
okay, that's good.
Well, the next wave of games come in.
They're already coming in. Actually, I actually have a list of that, but we'll talk about that in a bit. What about you, Migs? What have you been playing?
I brought back attention to my PSP. I've been playing.
Oh wow, is it still alive?
Yeah, I've been playing Gundam Age Universe Accel.
Is that a new game? That's not.
Yeah, no, it's not really new. It came out in 2012.
Okay.
It was like I thought, did that game ever come out? Because that was the Gundam game made by Level 5. The guys who did Professor Layton. So I checked it out.
But they were still making PSP games in 2012. That's kind of. Well, actually, no, that's not.
No, when did the Vita came out? The Vita came out in 2012, I think, or was it 20? Wait, let me double check that.
I think it came out in 12.
So this must have been one of the last PSP games to be released.
Yeah, before they killed the system.
Is it dead already? The PSP?
I think so.
For the most part, I haven't seen anything releasing out on that now.
Like not even sports game clones.
Well, I saw a Facebook post from Games One Gadget, which is iTech. Like they're discounting PS Go. If anyone wants to pick that up. PS Go for 6,000.
Yeah, it was such an interesting idea. Like only PSP, but I just guess Sony's library at the time wasn't appealing enough, I guess. Or
yeah.
I don't know, there's just something about owning a physical copy also.
That too. Well, yeah, PS Vita came out in 2012. Migs, go ahead with your. So what's up with Gundam?
It's sort of like when you go into battle, it's a third-person action game. But when you're not fighting, it's like a pseudo RPG where you can run around, go to different areas, talk to NPCs.
Oh, is that the one I saw you live streaming?
Yeah, I live streamed that for a while.
Oh, it has a childish art, like.
Oh, that's
like
just the art direction of they're all cheapified, but like the art style of the show is actually very close to that. So.
Okay, no, that's what I noticed. It looked more like I can't really put my finger on it, but it's more of a chibi look. And I think what kind of Gundam is that? That reminded me of Gundam Wings in some.
It was.
aspect.
I think it was the Gundam series that came out in that year, 2012.
That would be Unicorn, right?
No, this was
Unicorn
series Gundam for the year. Well, Unicorn was the OVA movies that were coming out.
Unicorn was pretty bad for me. I'm sorry. I don't like Unicorn too much.
So like level 5 for their Layton games, they like have fully animated cutscenes.
Yeah.
Right. So for Age, I think most of the scenes they reanimated them and added some things and made their own animated cutscenes. So
Okay.
So that's pretty cool. Like you get to see some side stories that weren't like shown in the show.
Wait, is this English or Japanese?
It's in Japanese, but there's an English patch out there, and I think it's two versions. Like it did the Pokemon thing where we have this version and that version, but they're both the same game
with different Gundam.
I have no idea.
With Zaku as a DLC?
Probably.
Maybe. Well, I'm surprised you still play. How's your PSP though? Is your PSP still alive?
Well,
like how old is it?
Like my PSP 3000. I sold my fat PSP.
Oh, it's a 3000.
Still keeping my 3000 around because it has the TV out, and I still have a ton of games to beat on that. So.
Oh, you actually have a backlog for PSP?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'm done with PSP. Like, I actually have a PSP. I'm just looking back. Like, I think the only game that I want to play on my PSP is like Final Fantasy Tactics.
I never owned a PSP, unfortunately. I
Oh, really?
Kind of wish I did because there's a few games. Well, there are a few games I did want to play on it. Like there was a Metal Gear game I wanted to play on it.
The Snake Eater one? Oh no, not Snake Eater.
Was it Acid or like Portable?
Peace Walker.
It was Portable Ops. Like the
Portable Ops. Yes, I think that's the one. Yeah, Peace Walker. That's wrong.
Peace Walker.
Yeah, the one
the one where you have to kidnap everyone.
Because for some reason, for some reason that's the only like game on Metal Gear that's not in the collection that was released on PS3.
The story canon.
I remember Portable Ops. It felt actually more like a Monster Hunter kind of thing, like four snakes running around. Is that Peace Walker? Oh, I'm getting confused.
Portable Ops is just weird. It controls really weird.
Yeah.
Because I already thought Peace Walker was really confusing to the fact that you have 4 Metal Gear Solid people walking around kidnapping soldiers so they can be part of the army.
Can you kidnap in Peace Walker?
Is that the same game? I'm getting lost.
The one where you kidnap and like recruit units.
No, I think you can also kidnap in Peace. Oh, God. You know what? I have to clarify on that. I'm getting confused because it seems like the same game to me at this point. I don't want to mesh up 2 features at the same time. What I'm playing so far, well, my week's kind of dull, but I revisited Diablo 3. And the only reason why I revisited is because they actually announced the 2.0.1 patch, and that essentially means that they have now released all the new content that would cater to the expansion coming out on March 25.
Yeah, so basically it's all the balanced stuff, but not the new like levels or class.
Yeah, it's the patch that pretty much has like as if the auction house is closed. They changed the loot system, they changed the Paragon system, they changed the skills. You can actually already see the menu screen for Reaper of Souls. The background backdrop is actually Reaper of Souls. You can actually see the new skills for each class. Like it's as if the expansion is out, but you don't have it. Like you haven't bought it.
Right.
It's like it's like they already released the patch as if you haven't bought the expansion, this is what you'll have access to, and this is what you will see. And then there's a little introduction of like the Crusader. There's actually lore already of the Crusader in the main game, where you know how there's like notes being dropped as you kill zombies.
Yeah, there's already lore for that there.
There's lore for the Crusaders that then they start to differentiate the Crusaders with the Paladins, because apparently it's two different things, stuff like that. So I'm surprisingly having a great time with this patch. It's not that taxing before, and it's actually more rewarding compared to the vanilla version, because at least now, thanks to this whole feature called the Loot 2.0 system, whatever drops when you play the game, it'll cater to the character you're currently playing.
That's really good, because I remember I stopped playing Diablo because at some point I reached a point where I just couldn't keep up with the damage and I needed better gear.
Yeah.
But the gear I needed to compete at that level was so expensive on the auction house, so I just got really frustrated. I'm not the type to spend hours and hours farming, so I just sort of said, nah, screw it. I've already beat the game on two difficulty levels. It's going to be the same ending anyways, so I'm not going to get anything new out of it really.
Yeah, for the people who've played the game before Diablo 3, they did change everything, but the core concept of Diablo 3, the whole grinding for better gear and then reaching the highest level and beating the highest level, is still there. It's just now, when you invest that much time, you can actually feel as if you've progressed. Not like before, where you when you finish a session, you feel like you've wasted your time because all the gear you've got is nothing for your character.
Yeah, exactly. That was the problem also. Even if you didn't get good gear, like it was completely random if you could actually use it or not.
Yeah, like I'm walking around as a barbarian and I'm just filled with quivers in my inventory. I'm like, what the hell am I going to do with these? And then I have an epic quiver. And so in that aspect, I am now forced to, I have all this cool items for a demon hunter, I have cool items for this wizard. Shit, might as well sell this in the auction house, get the money, and then buy what I need.
Yeah,
that's pretty much what vanilla was, when Diablo 3 came out. That right now is gone, thankfully. Right now, so far right now, the auction house is still on. I can actually sell my stuff that I currently have, but it's not anymore right in your face when you log in.
Yeah. And
it's now an icon.
That's officially closing now though, right?
Yes, it's officially closing on mid-March, which is very soon. And people are considering it as closed already. No one's doing anything with the auction house. Everybody's really happy with this patch. I'm really happy with this patch. I got a couple of legendaries. Literally my first few hours playing the game, I instantly had replaced all my gear. All of them are gone. I have 2 legendaries, 3 legendaries. And it's a lot of fun. It's really rewarding. And they actually made elements more useful now, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Because before in vanilla, if you have fire damage, it didn't mean anything. It just had a fire effect. That's all.
Right.
Now, there are skills or stats that if you have fire, you have increased fire damage, and specific skills are fire elemental. So there are now you can actually say that there's a wizard that's an ice wizard, there's a fire wizard, there's a lightning wizard. You can actually say that now. There are builds, which is really exciting for me. I'm now an ice witch doctor. Because I cater more to, because I have a skill where when I press it, I have undead undead polar bears coming from all directions and then disintegrating 5 feet away.
Yeah,
I just keep doing that.
One big problem though, especially in the worst difficulty level, was that pretty much everything there was immune to this or to that, and then there was, I think there was a certain damage type that was very prevalent, and it sort of forced everyone into a kind of the same gear build in a way.
Yeah. I remember back in vanilla where the point, whenever you have maybe 4 demon hunters in one group, they're all doing the same shit. They're doing elemental arrow. They're all doing it because it's the most effective one. Right now, I'm seeing maybe if I have 2 witch doctors in my group, I'm seeing one doing, pets. Well, I'm all polar bears. It's very versatile at this point. I hope it stays that way all the way till the expansion comes out.
I wonder what's going to happen to all those people who they were making a living off the Diablo auction house. Have you heard stories of that?
Yeah, I know, but I fuck them. Honestly, I think they're going to go back to the black market because the auction house is going to close, but there's still going to be people selling items.
Yeah.
As much as because right now how it goes. Legendary is definitely the best items, and you can't trade legendaries anymore.
Oh, okay. They're bind on.
It's bind on account.
Right.
So, but it only hits to bind an account once after 1 hour. Like once you pick it up, there's a time limit. You have 1 hour to trade this item among your group,
Right.
not among other players. So if you pick up something interesting and you have another watch doctor that kind of wants that item, you can give it to him. But after an hour, it's yours for good.
But
Which is kind of okay.
Blizzard has done actually a pretty good job in general, like keeping stuff off the black market. Like I rarely see World of Warcraft things anymore for sale on eBay or whatever.
Yeah, but I'm sure like, with the announcement of the legendaries being buy into account, I'm almost positive we'll see Diablo 3 accounts being sold just because of the fact that I have legendaries in this account and stuff like that.
Yeah, and
I'm sure it's gonna happen.
That's true.
And that's about it. I'm definitely interested. The grinding's still there. Like, it's whoever likes that nice Diablo 3 grind, it's still there. I'm not too sure how good the long-term value is because it's just only been a week, but I'm definitely hooked already. And and there's no more Inferno. I want to note.
Oh, so what is it now?
It's now normal. What's that again? Normal, hard, master. I think I'm not too sure there's another one, and then Torment. The last one is Torment.
Wow, that's a big change because the last few Diablos have always been normal,
hell, and
hell, right?
Yeah, they changed that, and Torment is pretty much the Inferno level, and from Torment you can go from Torment 1 to Torment 6, which is the highest difficulty that game can ever give.
Good lord!
And I have really good gear. I can do like maybe 200,000 damage per attack and everything, and I can only deal with Torment 3. Past that, forget it. And Torment 3 takes a while to kill shit. And what happens essentially, like when you go to Torment, as you increase the Torment, you can have increased magic fight, increased gold, increased experience, shit like that. But it's different. And so overall, what I'm saying is that Diablo 3 is a completely different game. If you're butthurt about the whole auction house crap and all that, and then that's the reason why you quit, I advise you to check it again. You might actually like what's going on here.
It wasn't so much the auction house shit that burned me, but well, I guess in a way.
Well, for me it was.
Inadvertently it was, because as you said, it was more of, okay, I've hit this point when I need better gear, but none of the gear I need is dropping, so I need to buy on the auction house, but everything is expensive as shit, like it's that sort of thing for me.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I'm not a type of player who likes having lots of different alts. Like, I tend to stick to one or two main characters. So, like, the variety, I just got bored after a while of grinding. I can't deal with grinding. I hate grinding.
Grinding, I like to a point. It's actually relaxing for me.
Oh,
and
really?
I think that's something I actually took from WoW. Because no matter what, I was a WoW player. I played it for 3 years, and WoW is a grind. And I got a tendency to me. But for me, it was kind of like a relaxing thing. Like, just like how people just like to do something mindless or watch a movie.
There's a difference between like WoW grind and like what I'm describing as a grind. Because in World of Warcraft, the grind is like, oh, okay, I have this quest, I have to kill like 20 snow devils or whatever.
Oh no, my grind means I'm doing the same boss over and over every week, just to get a specific item, which will give me like plus 5 damage, because I'm that higher in the level.
Well, that's
the grind I was talking about.
Like
WoW.
WoW rating is essentially that's all it is a grind.
That's all it is. Once you kill that last boss content, you're pretty much done. But you still want to play because you want that complete set.
You want the gear, right? Exactly.
Yeah, that's where Diablo 3 and WoW kind of see eye to eye. But I don't know. We still have people saying that I still like WoW better. It has it has better grinding elements, and it's still for some reason Diablo 3 is being compared to online games like World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy 13.
I don't think
14.
that's valid because
it's not at all. But that's just how they're thinking. I don't know why. That's just how they're thinking.
Well, that's a whole discussion for another time. I think what makes WoW so like. WoW, Diablo, like they're both online, but why is this comparison being made? And
yeah,
the real
difference always
there.
It always happens. But yeah, Diablo 3, the expansion, Reaper of Souls, which pretty much pins everybody to fight against the Angel of Death. Or no, yeah, the Angel of Death, I think. Or Death itself. It's coming out in March 25. On all platforms apparently, minus Wii U. So.
Oh, even on PS4, PS3, like the PS.
I think it's also coming out in March 25. Yeah. We have like the pre-orders for the Reaper of Souls is already out in Data Blitz.
Yep.
I think it's just for the PC version. I don't see. I don't see for the console version.
Yeah,
or maybe I'm wrong.
Well, it's PC version, and then there's very limited stock of the collector's edition if that's what you want to get. So, if you're looking to grab a collector's edition of Diablo 3, Reaper of Souls, do it now because they go fast.
Yeah, I'm sure they go fast, and I honestly, I just might get the digital. I don't want to get a mouse pad for the collector's edition or anything like that. I see the list here. But anyway, let's shift gears. You want to go to the news now?
Yeah,
just quick news before.
We got a couple of things. Let's start off with, let's talk about there was a leak yesterday. Not really so much a leak, but there was a store or someone that received new Batman posters.
Which is supposed to be planned for March. And
the poster is basically the Arkham logo, but in a kind of like red sort of fire color. So there's a lot of speculation now, like what this game could be. It's likely the next Arkham game.
I see that. I'm seeing the logo now. That's the Arkham logo. So I'm guessing it's maybe it's a announcement of the next game, or they're re-releasing Batman Blackgate. The one from the...
Oh, yeah, so it'll be like an HD version of Blackgate, you mean?
That's my guess, because it's either that they have something already in production, or they're just gonna milk the hell out of that.
Yeah, because they've already announced the first DLC for Arkham Origins,
Freeze.
The one about Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, that's actually pretty interesting, yeah.
But I don't think that red fire motif really fits with Mr. Freeze.
With what they're doing, that's
so
true.
It's obviously something new. It's either, as you said, Blackgate or
it could be a collection that combines all three games into one collection.
It could be that. Well, but then I think most people are hoping that this is a brand new Arkham game already.
I hope it isn't. It's too soon.
You think it's too soon? Yeah,
I think it's too soon. I haven't even played Origins, for Christ's sake. And you want me to imagine how the next game's going to be?
I'm really hoping they don't Call of Duty-lize this franchise, because I think there's only so many. I mean, they've pretty much run the gamut of Batman villains already, I mean, and to keep reusing Joker over and over again gets old.
I don't think it's old. I fucking love Joker, man. Joker's amazing.
No, he is. I'm not saying he's a bad villain, but like
He's been in all three games.
No, but I mean, I want to explore Batman's rivalry with other characters, not just with the Joker.
Who do they have left? I mean, they pretty much got everybody into the game.
Yeah, exactly.
They have Ra's al Ghul.
It's pretty much. They had Ra's al Ghul in
City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do want to see more of the other characters get a spot in the limelight. Like they've done Bane pretty well. But characters say like
Clayface.
Clayface is just sort of like a thug kind of character.
Clayface is actually in the city, but I don't want to say anymore.
Yeah, and then like in Origins, they started introducing a bit more of the wider DCU. They introduced Deadshot and
they turned Copperhead into a girl.
And so these sort of non-traditional Batman villains. So maybe they can go that route and start introducing some of the non-Batman specific DC villains.
But you saying that it might Call of Duty-nize or whatever you can term that a yearly thing. I think they're gonna do it because WD, Warner Bros, this game is their bread and butter at this point.
Yeah.
No, I mean that's their most successful franchise at this point. So I wouldn't be surprised if they capitalize on making it like a yearly thing. It's either they want to milk it and kill it, like while it's hot, or save it.
I don't think Batman will ever go out of fashion. I mean, let's look how many Batman movies have been made in just the past 20 years, right? So
that's true.
I don't think it'll ever get to that point, but I just hope they do respect to the franchise and don't really, and just don't dutify it basically.
It's announced Batman vs Superman tie in with the movie.
Yeah, if that sort of happens, that'll be
Ben Affleck. voices the Batman.
That's going to be like that new Transformers game, also the one with which combines the High Moon Studios Transformers look with the Michael Bay Transformers.
Oh, yeah, there's a new Transformers coming out. I forgot to actually mention that even last episode.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, we didn't mention it, but there is a new Transformers game that was announced.
I forgot about that.
Rise of the Dark Spark, I think it's called.
That's a dumb name.
It's a weird name. It's a weird name, and then first of all, it's definitely a movie title because it's got the Michael Bay Transformers in it, but it's also got the High Moon Studios Fall of Cybertron, War for Cybertron guys in it as well. So it's sort of like a crossover.
They're gonna fuse the storyline.
Yeah, it's gonna be kind of like, you know how there's that Spider-Man game where he met like his alternate counterparts. So it's probably gonna be something like that. And I've
mention hopping.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of the Michael Bay Transformers look, you know.
The alien-ish?
The metal skeleton.
The metal skeleton look, yeah. And like, you know, like, I mean, I remember watching the movie and then they're fighting and I have no idea who's winning. Because all it's just
who is who.
Yeah, who is who. It's so hard to tell.
If there's more parts and it's blue, that means Optimus.
Yeah.
The Autobots tend to be more colorful.
Yeah, because whoever's losing, he's losing his parts. He's being shattered every now and then.
But what made the High Moon Studios
getting smaller?
And the other thing is, High Moon Studios is not even the ones doing this game anymore because sadly, High Moon Studios has been put on Call of Duty. No, they're still around, but they're now on the Call of Duty cycle. So they've been dutied.
They've been dutified. I like that. That's yeah. I want to call that dutified means yearly release.
Yeah. So unfortunately, I don't know who the new team is handling the Transformers. But I really enjoyed. Like, I love the High Moon Studios Transformers games because the design was really close to the.
It's like
Generation 1
done right.
Yeah, it's like a modern look of the G1, you know, and
yeah.
So again, I just hope that I don't know what to feel about that game, but yeah, okay, we segued into that. Other news, there was a expose on Mercury Steam who did Lord of Shadows 2 recently on a Spanish forum, a popular Spanish gaming forum, and
it's getting a lot of heat.
Yeah, the game
overall
itself has been getting very mixed reviews. Some love it, some don't like it at all. And basically, this anonymous forum guy essentially went on to say that there was a lot of the faults lay within the developer himself. I forgot what his name was specifically.
It's Enrique Alvarez. He's the director of the game.
Yeah, and apparently this guy is like on a huge, supposedly has been on a large ego trip since Lord of Shadows 1 was released and was pretty much well received. So a lot of the development, it just got bogged down in very old, archaic, things where everything has to go through him and he's changing everything. So it was just a very unpleasant environment to work in.
Yeah, and
the result,
I don't know. Sorry, go ahead.
No, and then I picked it up yesterday. I haven't played it yet, but I'm actually quite curious to see what what the problem is exactly, because I really like the first Castlevania, Lord of Shadows.
Yeah, and I'm pretty surprised that this, all this information, all this backlash is coming out literally after the release. I'm not too sure. I think they were waiting for it to come out and then just throw all this much information in everybody's faces. Because is it really that bad? I mean, seriously, is it really that bad?
Everyone was expecting it to get better reviews than it is getting. It's sort of
yeah.
And it's basically it's not even Thief. Thief is another game that came out and is getting mixed reviews as well. So
what you were mentioning last episode, you kind of hit the spot, because people, when I was watching his streams, they were just laughing at how stupid the AI is, and how dude, I'm rummaging through your stuff and you're right beside me, you can't see me, you can't hear me.
Now, to be fair, what I said last week, I have a feeling maybe the person I was watching was playing on the easier difficulty level, but maybe that's why there were so many prompts to do this, do that. But
yeah.
I mean, the reviews also more or less mirror what I saw, I think. The AI is really dumb, and it's not very thiefy feeling, I guess.
Yeah. So it's actually pretty sad that these two games that came up on the 25th, all at the same time, are not getting that much of good press. And Thief, well, I don't know. I'm not too sure if I want to pick it up because I'm not much of a stealth kind of guy. But Lord of Shadows 2, I am now curious because I did play the first one. I kind of liked it. But my only response to Lord of Shadows all the time is I can't put it as the Castlevania game.
Yeah, but that's the thing also. This is a Castlevania game. That name carries weight with it.
It carries a lot of weight. That's why I keep on saying Lord of Shadows because it's a separate game for me. Yeah, it is. And I just know, well, I still don't like the whole aspect of it anyway. Just you're Dracula, and then there's a switch between. I'm not too sure if it's the past, and then a switch to the present and the modern day.
Oh well, no, it's all modern day. The past part is only, I think, in the tutorial level, and then.
Oh, seriously? Oh,
yeah, that's what okay. I think. That's how it is. Don't quote me on that. I have to still play it and find out.
Yeah, but it's getting a lot of hate. It's just funny that all of a sudden they're now pointing fingers, and the reason why this game is so bad is because of the developers. The reason it's so bad is because of our main director being so bad and all that.
Well,
and then
it's not the first time I've heard this sort of complaint from developers. Like, if you remember Team Bondi, the guys who did LA Noire, were also saying that the developer there was a complete dick and complete asshole. And the game was well received when it came out, but it was in development for a really long time. So, there's that as well to consider. I don't think it's necessarily just because of the guy's personality, but it's also it's just people who don't know how to handle success properly and it lets it get to them and they become egomaniacs.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was also checking out the forums. Apparently people are now stating that Kojima has nothing to do with this franchise, even though he put his name in it.
Pretty much. That's what they're saying is that he just came to the office, signed some papers, and left, right?
Yeah, and then, because I heard about that story actually on the first game, saying that he actually wanted to work on it, but he didn't went hands-on in it. He just gave
he's stuck with Metal Gear. He's trapped in Metal Gear. Yeah.
Yeah. We all know that there's a guy walking around Kojima with a gun in his head to keep, asking him to keep doing it. Yeah, you have to make a Metal Gear game.
Snake.
Yeah, but I'm actually happy that there's actually that Kojima didn't really do anything to this game because that's actually gonna.
I'm hoping though that this isn't like the future of Castlevania because what I kind of miss is the old Metroidvania style from Symphony of the Night.
Don't we get that from Mirrors of Fate though?
Mirrors of Fate plays more like the traditional Castlevania.
I don't think you can run in that game.
No, you can't. It's more.
Oh, like the more like the stages.
Mirrors of Fate is more like the linear, the old school Castlevania 1, 2, 3, 4 style.
Castlevania.
And that's not bad either. I mean, I like that. I like Castlevania like that. But Metroid, like Symphony of the Night was the Castlevania game. So.
No Castlevania.
Yeah, for me too. Symphony of the Night is just one of those games where if you turn it on, fuck it, I'll play it. It's a good game anyway.
Yeah, but it's getting. I think that they can go back and look at, say, let's make a 2.5D Castlevania game.
We haven't seen that yet.
Well, I think they've done a few like on the DS before, like.
No, but they were all sprite based.
Yeah, they were sprite based. That's true.
Remember the Castlevania game, Castlevania X or whatever?
That one was
still classic.
That was
macho walking.
I know, but what I'm saying is that I only played that game just to unlock Symphony of the Night.
Yeah, so did everyone.
That's the one who was like, what is a man?
What is a man?
No.
We actually used that in one of our episodes, right?
Yeah, we did. That's one of the classic bad lines of gaming. What is a man? Yeah,
I remember I just went to the stage 2, did what I had to do to unlock Symphony of the Night, and I just turned it off, turned on Symphony of the Night, and just put my,
ever again.
Yeah, that was it.
Wait, you're talking about Rondo of Blood, right? That
was the
Devil's Castle Dracula X Rondo.
Yes.
Yes.
Something like that. That's the only reason.
That game is the worst title ever, but actually one of the better Castlevania games, I think, also.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, my favorite of all time is Symphony of the Night, and then followed by Super Castlevania 4, which was on the Super Nintendo. And I only played Dracula X, the Super Nintendo version, which was supposed to be a butchered port of the original, so I never really got to play
the real
one, yeah. And I've heard just amazing things about it, so there's that.
Well, sorry, so just one question just to before we head to the break. Do you think a traditional Metroidvania Castlevania would be ideal?
Would it
to
click
this
now?
yeah, with this current market, yeah. Like, because we're seeing like a big success with, for example, Strider.
Yeah,
Like, a lot of people are enjoying Strider.
I think it would.
Yeah, I think Strider opened the door for that genre to come back.
Yeah, that's because that's the question that sparked when I was thinking about Strider. Like, people are liking this.
I need a...
And it seems like a perfect time to revive Castlevania in the same light or this previous light that it was before. And well, for me, if I answer that question, I think it's perfect, and I think it opens more variety for the market now, especially in the downloadable market.
There have been a lot of like 2.5D platforming remakes coming out. Like there was the DuckTales remastered that came out, and then
which apparently is super hard, they say.
Yeah, but DuckTales was always a really hard game.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. And of course, Nintendo has not stopped doing that either. You know, they've been the pioneers in those platforming games, I guess. But yeah, I mean, here's hoping that Konami takes notice that, hey guys, maybe this 3D thing ain't working out. Let's move to a 2.5D.
They give Castlevania back to Japanese developers.
Yeah, and actually, I don't mind this new like lore that they have with Lord of Shadows. Like, no, the lore behind because it's a reboot basically, right? It's like
pretty much. It's like their take on revitalizing the franchise.
Yeah, because I know in Mirror of Fate you play as Simon, Trevor, and Alucard. So it's basically like rehashing the stories of those characters, which are staples in the Castlevania universe already.
Yeah. But hopefully they do it, because I don't mind seeing a Castlevania on the same price point as Strider, like $15 downloadable, with at least 10 hours in it. I mean, that'll be perfect. That's just all I need. Everybody will be happy. The world will be peace. It will be at peace with that. But yeah, we'll take a break from here. Next up, after the break, we'll be talking about a little bit about Duke Nukem, a little bit about Murdered Soul Suspect, and a little bit of online games, GT5. Apparently something's going on with their online features.
A little bit on DLC.
A little bit of DLC. So, thanks for tuning in, guys. We will be back in just a few seconds, actually. So,
yep.
Yeah. See you in a bit. Hey guys, and we're back. This is the second half of the TMG podcast, episode 21. Will, Miggy, and I are here.
Yep, and we're semi-live.
Semi-live.
Semi-pro.
Semi-pro. I just a little side note, I totally forgot. Who here has tried those glasses, those gaming glasses?
Oh, those Gunnar lenses?
Yeah.
I wear glasses as it is, so for me, I can't wear them. Like, I'd have to get a graded version of that, and I don't know if that's
really
even
expensive.
Yeah, I don't think that's even possible here. Not to mention, I don't even understand how that shit works. Like,
I don't either, and because my sister just arrived from the U.S. for vacation, and she works in a radio station. And how it goes is they sometimes give away some goodies for the station to give away, and some of those giveaways don't really were given. You know, and now they have a storage of stuff where people can actually the employees can just get the free stuff. And my sister was able to pick up a Gunnar Advanced Gaming Eyewear. She gave it to me, assuming that it would be really cool to have.
But you can't wear it either, right?
I can't wear it either because I have glasses. But
I'm not too sure. So give it to Miggy and let him test it, then we can see like if it really makes a difference.
Yeah, because I bought a pair before and
and how is that?
Yeah, what exactly does it do? Like,
does it make
it like it zooms in everything.
It zooms in.
No.
What?
It's like a weird magnification thing, and like I guess it protects your eyes from the radiation. Something.
What radiation? No radiation.
We're not using CRTs anymore. You know, the cathode ray tube giant TVs.
It's fine. It does exactly what it says on the box, but it's way too overpriced.
How much was it when you bought it?
I don't even want to remember.
4? Are we talking about 4K? 2K?
Almost, I think.
Do any like professional gamers actually use this? I mean, of course there are.
Well, in the back it says Jordan Nothing Gilbert is a programmer in Counter-Strike, and he does wear it.
Well, okay, I guess maybe for Counter-Strike and the competitive FPS scene, but like I've never seen anyone in the fighting game community wearing one.
I think Rock wears them.
Oh, does he? Okay, because like the only guy I've seen wearing shades in the FGC is Filipino Champ, and he's just. Oh yeah. He's trying to be all poker face and shit, with that.
I know an SC2 streamer also wears that. He's actually a pro StarCraft 2 player. Rootcats. He also wears those.
I guess so. I guess there's something there, but like
I don't think there's something there. I just think they're just being sponsored.
But
that's probably it.
What always puzzled me also was when I see the pictures of them, the lenses always have this kind of yellowish tint to it. So like I was wondering, I think
how that works is it lessens the amount of light going to your eyes.
Oh, okay.
So it lessens this supposed.
But doesn't it give everything this sort of yellow hue?
Yeah,
that sounds crappy
for
to
your
me.
brown shooters.
For the brown shooters.
More color to your brown shooters.
No, I just wanted to mention because I just got it recently. I'm not too sure what to do with it. I don't want to open it yet.
Sell it, man.
The best thing,
Maybe.
Like rig it up so you can wear it over your regular glasses, and then try playing Battlefield 4 and see if you can
see if you get a headache or not.
Or like you can shoot more stuff. I don't know.
Oh, have you seen those game accessories where they suction cup a red light to your TV and that's where you're supposed to aim down?
Yeah, I've seen that. Those are really dumb. Like those are like
it's supposed to improve your aim.
It's literally a red laser dot that you kind of suction cup on your monitor and it points in the middle basically, and that's where you have to aim. Like,
God
damn, what are they gonna think of
next? There are worse gaming accessories out there.
Yeah, it's kind of
like. Well, anyway. Let's see.
Kind of like those old Wii, like tennis rackets and golf clubs you can attach to your Wiimote.
Yeah. I had like an uncle who had all of that.
Oh yeah?
And he was so excited about it. Like, look, hey, check this out. You can play actual golf. And it looked like a golf club too. And he had a huge smile on his face. And I was like saying, okay, do you want to play? Or
did they break eventually, or did they fly off the handle and hit the TV?
No, when I visited again, like I didn't see the Wii anymore in the living room. I don't know what happened. It was just gone. I don't want to ask what happened. It's the same TV still, but there's a reason why he moved the Wii. I don't know. It's gone. Okay. Maybe he bought the Wii U and got the press. I don't know. Going back to news, yeah.
Let's do a quick one, real quick.
You want to do something depressing or something?
Let's do something good first before we get to the depressing stuff. Like, recently, King, the guys who make Candy Crush, and who we discussed this a few
episodes
ago.
I'm getting sick of them already.
Yeah, but they were filing for trademark for the term candy.
Yeah.
And now, recently, last Tuesday, they've withdrawn the trademark application. Which is, which is good news, in a way, because it's not like they're being stupid anymore about it.
See, if you get mad enough on the internet, things will happen.
Yeah, but obviously what was happening was there's a game called Candy Crusher that's out, and I guess people were mistaking that for Candy Crush. So I guess they're saying like, well, a better solution would just to be buy the Candy Crusher outright, and I think that's what they're doing.
Yeah, but come on. Are you seriously saying that there's going to be confusion with a game that people are very well aware of, that you pretty much capture the core market or the casual market?
No, I don't know. Like I don't work for King, so I don't know what their data looks like. But I can't imagine also. I'm having a hard time imagining people are mistaking Candy Crusher or like juice boxes or whatever for Candy Crush, Well,
I just can't believe that they're actually trying to secure their franchise, where they could have used their time and effort on making another title or maybe another game, like just maybe expanding their library instead of protecting their fucking pride and joy. I mean, like it's a cool game, it's addictive to some people. Success, good for you, but can you just do something else? I mean, like, or just stop bitching about the fact that people are trying to ride on your success.
And then this is a happy ending to it. I mean, at least now there's no problem using the word candy in your game.
You can make shirts now. You can make games about candy without King, breathing down your neck.
Yeah.
I want to stop it.
So that's good news, and hopefully they'll do the same to the word saga because they also filed for trademark for that term.
Which is another thing that just gave me a headache when I heard about that. That's about it. I don't want to talk more about this Candy Crush.
All right, screw Candy Crush.
On a lighter note, since it's the first day, or it's technically a new month, for PSN, Xbox Live, they have a new set of games that you can, enjoy for free if you subscribe in their services. For PSN, for all those people who has PS3, PS4, and Vita, you got free games to play again. Fantastic. For the PS3, you got Tomb Raider.
Yep.
Thomas Was Alone, Lone Survivor, Director's Cut, which I highly suggest people should try and play if you are a Silent Hill fan.
It's on my Steam wish list.
Yeah, I already have it in my Steam. Unit 13 for the PS Vita, and Monster Hunter Freedom Unite for PSP. Oh, I didn't know they had free stuff for PSP.
That's surprising. They're offering Tomb Raider already. Didn't that just come out?
Yeah.
The definitive edition just...
It's so stupid. Yeah, people who bought the definitive version on PS4 all of a sudden are given the downgraded version on their PS3. I mean,
for free.
What?
For free, yeah.
For free. I mean, what? I don't understand. That's pretty dumb. And for the PlayStation 4, the free game that you'll get is Dead Nation Apocalypse Edition.
Yahoo.
Okay, so I know I have Dead Nation, and the reason... Okay, here's a funny story why I have Dead Nation. Do you remember that some years ago there was a huge security breach of the PlayStation Network?
That's the reason why I have Dead Nation as well.
And then they offered free games for everyone, so I picked up... Dead Nation was one of the games I picked up, and I didn't really like it that much. I mean, it was...
I actually liked it. I played with a friend online. It was a lot of fun. I actually played it twice, after finishing it.
Oh, okay. So what's new with this Apocalypse Edition? Is it just more next gen version?
I'm gonna double check, but it seems like the same game with just enhanced visuals.
Yes.
From what it looks like.
So
because the character models maybe look a little bit different, just like in Lara Croft. Or
Up the polygon count.
Maybe I don't. It looks about the same. It obviously will work in 1080p, whatever stuff like that. I think this is a big worry for me because seriously, on March, a big month for the year, a big startup for the year, you're gonna be giving Dead Nation as a free copy. I mean, that just shows that maybe they are having a hard time doing this monthly thing for the PS4.
Well,
I don't see that as a bad thing because the PS4 is still new.
It's still pretty new, yeah. So there's not exactly a large library of stuff they can give out.
How PS Plus works is they buy the games that they offer for free. Buys the games. So if there aren't really a lot of games to, give out for free, then at least they're getting something.
Well, that's true. Maybe I'm overreacting a bit too much because this is really an old game. But of course, I guess you're right. To the point that there are people who haven't played this, and it might actually be a lot of fun. So this actually might be good, I think. But it's hard for me to say what will be coming out for April though, or May. You know what I mean?
It is.
We might see April as Flower, the definitive edition for PS4. I don't know,
Flowery edition.
I don't know, or maybe they're gonna re-release what's that other artistic game?
Journey
or Flow, yeah, or Journey. It might be Journeyer 2, enhanced in HD for the PS.
Longer scarves.
Yeah. I don't know what they could offer in April and May. Maybe more downloadable games. That's the thing for me now.
But which I think honestly, I personally feel that the way they're doing PS Plus is that they should offer more of the indie stuff that's available on the PSN because.
Which is what they're doing actually, because they gave Don't Starve.
What I seem to notice that they seem to offering more of the retail games instead of more of the digital games, because I feel the digital games are the ones that aren't getting enough exposure right now. It's always about the new AAA whatever that's coming out. But,
True, and I'd actually love to like, for example, get Octodad for free on PSN.
yeah, and
Stuff
then,
like that.
what I like is like, I don't know, there's so many games now on PSN, like I don't know more than half of them, I have no idea what they're about, so getting something for free every month and getting to try out new games that you may not have, that you may have skipped over otherwise.
May not have even heard about.
Yeah, for me would make it more ideal, like, as it is.
Yeah, it makes sense that way. At the same time, well, if you guys want to play online, you have to subscribe to PSN Plus. So it's a kind of a big, yeah, that's true. It's kind of a big plus for you anyway. But yeah, Dead Nation Apocalypse, it's coming, it should be up now, maybe. I don't know. It should be up right now. Because it's the free game for March.
Maybe next week. Or
maybe next week for the PS4 players. Because I'm sure those hardcore PS4 owners are begging for a new game. Yeah, speaking of new games for the PS4, for those ones that looking for a AAA title, Infamous Second Son has now gone gold.
Yes, I've heard of that.
It's gonna happen. Nothing's gonna stop it. It's gonna come out this March. So everybody looking forward to that. Start pre-ordering. It's all set. But yeah, PSN has that lineup that we mentioned a while ago. For Xbox Live though,
not much going on there, but
no, they have the usual like free games, but it's not worth for me. It's not worth resubbing if ever. For the first half of March, you'll get Civilization Revolution.
Oh, well, that's a good game actually.
Is it a good game? Okay,
it's
maybe.
like Civ Lite. I mean, if you ever played Civilization, it's Civ Lite. So, for someone like me who plays the regular Civilization, it's not as engaging, but
yeah.
It's fun.
For newcomers.
For newcomers, yeah, it's decent.
Civ Mobile.
Okay. Well, I already stopped subscribing, and I don't know. It's not enough, because I don't play online anymore on Xbox 360. I don't see the point. Like, I think the only online game that I'd be kind of interested to play in my Xbox Live Gold account is GTA 5 Online.
Well,
which I don't do anymore. So
speaking of Xbox, we should mention that Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare is out also. And
yeah, it's out already.
Really good reviews. So that's another reason I think Xbox Live Gold would be worth it if you were going to have that on your Xbox One.
Yeah, at this point, yeah. Or if you have the PC version, there's a PC version of that, right?
Yeah, but that'll be released over Origin.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because we love Origin.
Yeah, we love it.
Knows. Yes. Going back, first half Civilization Revolution, and then the second half Dungeon Defenders.
Why is it name so familiar? Like,
it's the tower defense third person RPG-ish kind of mashup. Like, it's the core element is tower defense. You're defending it from a wave of zombies, but you're controlling a third person character.
Okay, so I think it's like Orcs Must Die. If you ever played that.
Yeah, and then there's some RPG elements where you can actually get items when you kill the monsters. You can equip them. You have skills. You can level up. It's really a mashup of tower defense, action RPG, and third person RPG. Actually.
Yeah. All right.
I thought it would be really cool, but I actually didn't play it for that long. For like 2 hours, 3 hours. I never got hooked in for some reason. I don't know why. So, but whoever has gold, those are the games that are coming out for you guys. I hope it won't. I hope it's not region locked, especially Revolution, because Civ Revolution is a retail game, while Dungeon Defenders is an arcade game, a downloadable title. So Civ Revolution, which is normally at $30, if it's not region locked, it's for free for you guys. So do check it out and let us know if it's region locked, because I got so pissed off. Like mostly the first half of every month for games with gold, it's all region locked games. Like what's that other game? Sleeping Dogs, which I already have it in my PC, but I can't download it because Square Enix. Moving on. So those are the free games for both those services. Speaking of prices, speaking of being free, Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes, it's having a price drop.
For the next gen version. So I'm not too, I'll double check again, but it seems like if they're matching now to the previous console versions, like from $39.99 to $29.99.
Yeah, so it's in line with the previous gen copies.
Well, that's a physical copy of the
physical copies.
It's technically a budget game in that sense because it's so short. right?
Yeah, it's so short, and the digital version, it's still $30 for PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, but for the PS3 and Xbox 360 versions, it'll only cost you $20 if it's the digital download. So, will this help, or will this make people be more worried about the whole idea that it's so short? Because they're putting a price drop for a game that's not even out.
I think it'll help as long as people are not, I think, because people are expecting already a full-on new Metal Gear. And this is really a preview, so...
This price drop should tell them that it's not the full MGS5
exactly.
experience.
So...
Yeah. Because like what we announced before, this is a Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes is a prequel to Metal Gear Solid 5
Phantom Pain.
Phantom Pain. I know this is confusing, I know, but this is a prequel to that upcoming MGS game for Hideo Kojima and for Konami, and people are now stating, like Game Informer, that this game is at most 2 to 3 hours long in terms of the main story. So people who are excited for a Metal Gear Solid game, it's coming out. It's definitely, you're gonna get that, but don't expect that full length game that you've seen in MGS4, because that length I think is reserved for MGS5. And shit, man, it's MGS. It's 2 hours long. Screw it. I get to run around in a Jeep like a fool.
Don't forget the bonus missions for whatever version you get.
Yeah, pre-ordering, you get like, you get Raiden, I think?
Deja Vu and Jamais Vu. The Raiden one?
Yeah, the Raiden one. Yeah, so it's a good drop, I guess. I hope, I think this is more of a reaction to the length of the game, because I don't think they would do a price drop just out of nowhere. This is Konami answering to the outcry. It's funny it's an outcry, though. But yeah, that's happening. I want to move on really quick. Duke Nukem.
Yeah, that was interesting because there was a teaser that came up. It was www.alloutofgum.com.
Yeah.
And had a teaser for a new Duke game or something Duke related. And apparently, Gearbox Software, which is who owned the Duke Nukem franchise, got wind of it. And turns out the teaser page was not from them. It was from 3D Realms, which was the old owners of Duke Nukem.
Which is the original owners, actually.
The ones who were infamously not able to deliver the game after 12 plus years. Until it was handed off to Gearbox, who released it. It wasn't very good, but
yeah,
it was out. They finished it. Yeah. So yeah, now Gearbox is asking them to take it down. I don't know. I think they're suing for damages or something.
Yeah, they're suing it because how they got investors to complete or develop this game. They're telling people that the trade or the selling of the trademark for Duke Nukem never happened.
Yeah, which is fraud.
That's what they're stating, and that's the reason why this has come to light. And now, of course, Gearbox Software just got a wind of it, noticed that, what the hell are you guys doing? So now they are suing.
Yeah.
I don't know which side is right at this point.
Has 3D Realms made any comments in that regard? Like, have they made a statement?
They made a statement, and they said it was unfortunate that this has happened, but they're now looking for a resolution for both sides. So it's definitely happening.
It sounds to me like they're sort of like, oops, sorry about that.
Parang that's what it's coming out, yeah, because I don't know what world they were in to the point that they think that it would be okay. Because when I first, they sold it. And then the first reaction when I saw the teaser website, like, this is definitely Duke Nukem. This is Gearbox. Why do I see 3D Realms? Like, that's my question. I wasn't really excited for it because I don't really want another Duke Nukem at this point. I'm still scarred by Forever, yeah. So I was really shocked, and then when I see the 3D Realms logo, I was like, did they just buy back the trademark, and they didn't do that? And apparently they didn't. So this is pretty stupid. I don't know what the hell's going on with it in their head.
Yeah, I don't understand it either. And as I understood it, I thought 3D Realms was dead because
that's what I thought.
I thought so too. I didn't know it was alive.
I thought because Duke Nukem was basically killed their finances, so they had to. They had no choice but to sell everything off, and I didn't think they existed anymore. But okay, apparently they still exist in some capacity. And,
which is a shocker.
Yeah, but why if you why would you go back to Duke Nukem after it scarred you so badly? You know?
Yeah, because what I was saying a while ago that they actually told their investors that the sell hasn't happened.
Yeah.
Why would you put yourself? You got investors, and why would you put yourself in that position? I mean.
Yeah. Well, first of all, why would you even propose to make a new Duke Nukem game if you don't own the trademark for Duke Nukem to begin with?
Yeah, right? I don't even know why the investors even didn't bother to check their.
Yeah, it's not as if 3D Realms doesn't have other IPs. I think they still own the old like Commander Keen IP, and I'm sure they own some other trademarks. You know, I can't think of any right now.
Yeah, but they're well known as just for Duke Nukem,
and not being able to deliver on that. So when they say, "Hey, I want to make Duke Nukem," and you're an investor, why the hell would you even agree to that? Because,
I know.
Wait, did you not finish the last game?
Yeah, exactly.
Did you just ruin that first game or latest game? But yeah, it's pretty funny.
Really weird. It's
really
weird.
Just
like the stupid leading the stupid here for some reason.
I swear, I thought that 3D Realms was dead.
I thought it was a joke. I honestly thought it was a joke.
Maybe it's a marketing gimmick. Maybe they're really all in on it and like Gearbox is just like trying to
making drama.
That's a lot of wasted money because I'm seeing official documents online and then like official complaint. There are like 247. The VG247.com has the complete complaint suit on it. They have all the like PDF files of it. I'm reading right now the complaint and jury demand from Gearbox Software files this complaint against defendants of Apogee Software Ltd. 3D Realms Entertainment and Intercepted. Intercepted Entertainment, I think, is the partner with 3D Realms now.
Yeah, Intercepted Entertainment was, I think, the financer, right, or something.
Yeah,
like that.
I think so. Yeah. So, I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's like, like you said, it's a perfect example. It's like the blind leading the blind. Yeah. I mean, it's so stupid. Like, yeah, why don't you just lose more money? Why don't you? And this game is like a top-down Duke Nukem. It's not even actually a full-length first-person shooter.
Oh, really?
As well.
So it's like a budget Duke Nukem game?
It seems like a downloadable Duke Nukem. Like, it's not a retail one.
I see. Well, maybe it's also because they're saying like, hey, Gearbox Software isn't doing anything else with Duke Nukem. You know, like, isn't it sayang that it's just dying?
I thought Randy Pitchford wanted to do something with Duke Nukem.
Oh, is he? Like, I wouldn't mind if
he wanted the Duke Nukem game when he bought the license, but since 3D Realms
they had to finish it
unfinished forever, he was like, let's just finish this and then make our own thing.
Oh, okay. Well, I wouldn't mind a new proper Duke Nukem game done by but Gearbox is kind of like, they kind of flubbed up also on Aliens. So
they kind of did, yeah. Like Gearbox Software is
they did Borderlands, so you know
they did so well with Borderlands and Borderlands 2 that but I'm starting to think that maybe that's just the one game that they're really good at. I mean, like seriously, Aliens Colonial Marines wasn't so good.
But I think it's also because you have to remember Aliens Colonial Marines was sort of in the same boat as Duke Nukem. Like Gearbox sort of inherited it because the previous guys were just not finishing it, or it was like really crappy. And
is that the story, or
yeah, I started to understand it. Like Aliens Colonial Marine was announced like in early 2000.
And the demo looked completely different than what we got, so maybe it went through the same hell as BioShock Infinite.
BioShock Infinite had it's a different hell actually.
But like the point where they had to scrap everything and make a new game.
Yeah, true. Yeah, true. Yeah. I can't fault it, but still the fact that it remains that they released two really horrible games. They could have done something. I don't know, but Duke Nukem Forever, Colonial Marines, and they only have Borderlands 1, Borderlands 2. And I don't know, unless they can make another IP, then maybe I'll be more excited of like the games coming out of that franchise. I mean that studio. Because they're writing the hell out of their Borderlands franchise.
But I think Duke Nukem might work for them because like Borderlands is kind of a humorous franchise, you know. It's there's got comedy and Duke Nukem is all about being stupid and dick jokes and you know like cheap humor. So
and poo flying over.
It might work for them actually.
It might, yeah. I don't think there's anything announced from them on there. So I think they're only working currently with Telltale Games for their Tales of Borderlands story interactive project. But aside from that, I don't see anything else that Gearbox is doing aside from more DLC for Borderlands 2 and suing 3D Realms. That's all they're currently doing, I think.
Is there still more DLC for Borderlands 2? I thought they were done.
Yeah,
because they.
I think on the summer they'll end. Like they'll completely stop.
Because they already released the Game of the Year edition, so I assume that was all the DLC already.
No, there was added DLC, like certain stages for like in Jan or in December. Like
okay.
Yeah, they were releasing like really like
another Game of the Year edition part 2, right, or something.
I don't think so, but they're still dishing out some DLCs, but they're really short DLCs, like maybe $2 DLCs. Like it's like a stage, like an arena stage with new loot or new bosses. It's nothing like an expansion or like the usual DLCs we see in other games. It's just like it's fodder, like it's cheap fodder, and people buy it, and I don't know. But they're still supporting the game 100%. And I think they're still doing Borderlands 2 because PS Vita is getting a bundle with Borderlands 2.
Ah, okay.
So I don't see Gearbox Software doing anything new yet because they're making it. They're porting apparently Borderlands 2. So they're in Borderlands limbo right now.
Shall we move on? I want to
Yeah.
bring up the fact that the Gran Turismo 5 is shutting down its online services.
Yay!
I don't have the date on me here.
I don't know why I'm saying yay.
But a lot of people are still playing Gran Turismo 5, so I'm just wondering, I know Gran Turismo 6 is out already.
That's it.
But
that's the reason why.
That's it? You think no one's buying our new game, let's shut down all the content so they'll move over? I mean.
Well, I don't have the numbers as well, but I am assuming that they have a small community of GT fans playing. And when you give them a new game, that community will shift to the new game.
Yeah, for sure. The hardcore racing sim guys, I'm sure, have already bought GT6 and are playing that already.
Yeah.
But the thing is, GT6 was actually released with very little fanfare.
Very little support, really.
Very little fanfare. GT5 had a huge build up to its release, right?
Oh yeah, it was like we had people buying PS3 just for GT5.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And it had the prologue. I know people who bought like wheels just for this game, so.
I know. There was a lot of Filipinos here playing those GT5 with the wheel.
With the wheel, and then they get that whole chair setup thing,
Yeah, and if you actually look deep, we have a GT community here in the Philippines, and then we have communities that are actually scheduling weekend races. They even schedule tournaments where those racing tournaments where you get points depending on your position.
Yeah.
They have that. We have a really nice community. It's very small though. I met them before when I bought GT5. I tried to be more I'm going to be our weekly racer, but that didn't work out. I got really bored.
These are the hardcore GT guys who
we're
cars all the time and changing gears.
Yeah, we're talking about online races where it's all the assist options are off.
Yeah.
And that's hard as shit, and I'm always last place, and I'm all frustrated, I'm not gonna race again.
Yeah.
But we have that community, and if you guys are very interested in being a part of that, GT World Racing, just look it up in PinoyPS.com. They're there. They're very hidden.
I mean, it goes to show also that for more casual players who may not want to be buying a new GT game and they're happy with GT5, it's kind of sad that they're shutting down all these online features because, for someone who's casual, it's I want to drive around in my Ferrari or whatever.
Is it too soon though, do you think? Because, when did GT5 come out?
I think it is too soon because it's still, I would have shut it down when the PlayStation 3 was already.
When GT7 comes out.
Yeah, or something like that, give it a 2-game thing. But, this also ties in with the announcement that Nintendo is closing online support for certain titles on the Wii, on the DS, and
which is also a surprise.
The DSi, which is again, I think, is another issue of too soon. Because if you look at a lot of these titles, we have a list actually up on the website. A couple of them, Mario Kart. There's all the Professor Layton games.
All of them.
From DS are going away.
We're talking about the platforms are Nintendo DS, the Wii.
Yep.
And that's
DS,
about it.
And DSiWare, some DS.
Oh, the DSiWare. Okay, there you go. Yeah.
But And so what? Let's look for Wii. What's closing down here? Animal Crossing is. Mario Kart Wii.
Pokemon. Oh no, sorry, that's the wrong one.
Super
Sorry.
Smash Brothers Brawl. I mean, that's they're shutting that down. So, and on the DS, it's like all the Pokemon games, all the Layton games.
There's a My Pokemon Ranch Wii game.
I don't know.
It says here in the list. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Dragon Quest 9, I think, which is the latest Dragon Quest, I think, that's been released in the West.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Wii Music, WiiWare for the Wii. That's kind of a concern for me.
Yeah, and these are a lot of titles that I think people are still, well, okay, I don't know about the Wii, but like for definitely.
No, well, the Wii in itself is just a worry because they're like, Wii's not even like, are they really killing the Wii just to have more people on the Wii?
So.
I mean, maybe is that really the intention? Because it's hard to say. It's like, dude, your new gen console is not doing well at all, but your Wii still has somewhat of a base installed. So why would you cut that off? You know, like why would you? They're still your customers, man. Like.
Yeah, because this kind of announcement is saying that Nintendo doesn't want to support the Wii anymore. Doesn't want to support the DS, and it's a very shocking thing to hear because like other companies, like maybe Microsoft and Sony, they've been supporting their past consoles and platforms for the longest time. When the PS3 came out, it was only maybe a couple of years ago where they finally stopped supporting PS2. You know what I mean? And I don't think I'll be seeing the PS3 maybe in a year or two with like all their online service will be turned off.
Right. No, I'm sure once the install base of the PS4 has grown significantly, we'll start to see some of the PS3 features slowly being shut off. So
yeah, but this is like a complete this is Wii Music, WiiWare. It's like a huge chunk of the Wii service already online. If what I'm saying.
And with the very few online games that the Wii actually has,
it's
basically almost all of them.
And then the Nintendo DS, like you were saying, that people still play these games, like the Pokemon White version 2.
Oh yeah, that's fairly new.
Technically, it's new, yeah. So, it's just, why do you think this is? Is it just them saving, or is it just them forcing them to a different platform?
Despite the fact that the Wii U is losing tons of money, I still think Nintendo has buckets of cash lying around because of the success of the Wii and also of the DS, right? So
yeah,
it's not like I don't think it's a money issue, but I really can't say. It's hard. It's really difficult to say because I can't think of it. I guess at the end of the day, it is a money issue because I can't think of any other reason why they would close it otherwise. You know?
Yeah.
And that is a little bit worrying for Nintendo as a whole. But it also brings concern moving forward for gaming in general because let's face it, the last generation we saw pretty much the online component of console gaming and gaming in general just blew up tremendously, you know, to the point when a lot of games had very integral features as DLC or as online, which required online capability.
Yeah.
So, you know, for someone like myself who likes to collect these games, like, does that mean like in 5 years' time I will no longer be able to play XYZ games which I paid for because now their online services are gone, you know?
Yeah.
It's like that. It's like when you buy an MMO and then like 3-4 years down the line they shut down everything and it basically becomes a coaster for your table. You know? That's sort of what I'm seeing may occur here, but to more and more titles. And it's hard to swallow because the library of games from the last generation is just so huge.
Especially with how some games are trying to force DRM on a lot of their titles now.
Yeah. And, you know, if you have a large library of games and then suddenly you aren't able to play any of them anymore because not because your system is dead, but because the online component just doesn't exist anymore. I mean, sayang eh. I mean, there has to be, I'm sure down the road people are going to find ways to get it to work. There'll be like hacks and whatever, but still.
Private servers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just funny how, I don't know, for me it just feels like they're just pushing the community in where they want people to be, always. Like, they're not I don't know, maybe it's just me, but it seems like they're not catering to the people, they're just more like directing them to where they want to go. Like, this is where you have to go, people. This is the line. This is where you go. I mean, that's always, even how their first party games are, they're always directing people. They're not giving, they're like assuming that these people just need the direction they're
I have to argue against that because the Nintendo DS games that are listed here can still be played on your 3DS. So it's not an issue of getting people to buy, I don't think it's an issue of people getting to buy a 3DS.
Okay.
But maybe the Wii, yes, in that sense, but still, it's
too soon.
It's too soon, yeah.
It's still too soon. I don't even, will we see this more in the future for like even future games? Like,
yeah, that's my worry is that it will happen in the future.
Yeah, it will happen. I just don't want it to happen as like early, like as fast as this is.
yeah, because like before it was kind of longer before, but now it seems
Remember
like as
how long it took them to shut down the original Xbox Online?
Yeah.
yeah.
Or even like the online capability for Halo 2, I think it was.
Yeah, that took a while. Like, it was even a point when they officially turned off the servers, but there's only one server that was not on.
Yeah, because
there's
still playing and they didn't want.
Because there's like 4 people that didn't want to, because the server will shut down if they log out, and they were like extended for 4 more hours until Microsoft really stepped in and they just physically turned it off.
I think they only got like an extra week out of that.
Yeah, I mean, like we have adamant people like that, and that like for example the Halo 2 service closing down. That was like a long stretch, a long lifetime for that service. Yeah, I hope we don't see like these servers having like a shorter lifespan.
Well,
like
at the end of the day, I think it's just about money. If the servers aren't making money anymore, then there's no reason to.
Yeah, if there's not a fan base, like for example. Tomb Raider, for example, their multiplayer component, it came out last year, the definitive edition came out just a month ago. And if we see like Tomb Raider not having enough fan base for them to keep paying for these servers, maybe a year or two we'll see Tomb Raider having no more offline capability.
But I mean, I really don't like the method now of connectivity where you have to connect to like an official server. Like, I remember back in the day, like.
You make your own servers.
Oh yeah, your PC gaming, you'll host the game and people would come to your computer and then you'd play, right? I mean.
Yeah.
I just wish they would kind of go to that system again, for certain games.
They can. They can definitely do that.
Yeah, I don't think it would be very difficult to set up something like that, but it would it would solve a lot of the issues that we're seeing with this online stuff going away.
Battlefield 3 does it.
Can you connect to someone's private Battlefield 3 server, or do you need?
No, they do it more nastier way. You can actually rent
a server.
Yeah.
You can rent the server, but but still, at the end of the day, like you're paying for that server, so it's.
No, that's true.
It's not EA who will decide whether to shut it down. It's when the people stop paying rent for it, you know?
That's true. That's true.
So it's not EA's call.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I think a lot of the stuff is down to cash. Because let's look at Ultima Online, which is probably one of the oldest MMOs out there. That's still going. That's EA who owns that, okay? And it's still going. So
it's all about money.
It's all about money because there are still people actually playing that game and paying for it. So there's no reason for EA. And it's over 10 years old already, that game. So the server that is necessary to run it is probably.
Yeah, but I'm actually more worried about the games that don't have any kind of support in terms of like here you pay, like you have to pay this to support the server. Like for example, again, Tomb Raider. Like unless you want to keep buying the DLCs and the weapons over and over again to support it. At the end of the day, there's not any other way of unless Eidos or Square Enix can actually support this kind of service. Like if at the end of the day they see maybe 50 people just playing Tomb Raider online, and then they need to cut down on cost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Definitely. But I don't know how it's set up. It's not like you're paying a subscription to use the online. I think the cost of buying the game itself is already assumed to cover a certain portion of the cost of running the server. And probably design it in a way that the thing like, okay, this game's multiplayer component has a 4-year lifespan or whatever. They probably... The suits probably think about all that shit, beforehand.
Yeah. And, well, I just hope, I guess, that, I hope that we don't see more of like online services being like shortened lifespan just because of the fact that, I don't know, just the fact of anything really. Because I still don't know exactly why, for example, the Wii is doing this or even Sony. Like the real reason why. Maybe it's obvious because, for example, GT5, it's because of GT6.
Yeah, ideally what they would do is like, okay, let's say, fine, Nintendo is shutting down these services. They should start offering, let's say, hey, if you still want to play this or that game, you know, like, we can sell to you the stuff you need to set up a server of your own.
Yeah.
Something like that where, like, okay, we won't offer it anymore, but because you bought our game and you're still our customer, we're going to offer anyone who wants to make a server the option to do so.
That's right.
You know, and that's a way they can still make money off it in a way.
Or like move the content from these older servers to the newer ones.
Yeah.
Because like Wii U can still play Wii games, and the 3DS also has backwards compatibility for DS games.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess I wish I had more insight into their business mind, because this is obviously a decision that is as a corporate decision. I wish I had more insight into it, but no, at this point all we can do is cross our fingers and hope for the best, you know.
Actually, it's more of the evolution of how online gaming has come to be. It's not the best thing in the world, but we'll just have to wait and see. Actually, I don't see Sony and Microsoft going in that route yet. But studios definitely will have that say in that, like, we're going to turn off the servers. I'm sorry. But then again, not really, because Bioshock 2 still has their online servers up, for example. That's a really old game, like Bioshock 2, it's an online thing. And I remember playing it in January, and they still have people playing the game. I don't know why.
Right.
But, you know, so I guess again,
well, heck,
it comes to money. At the same time, it comes to how healthy your studio is.
There's still people with Counter-Strike 1.6 servers up, you know.
But that server is based on them, though, right?
Yeah, exactly. Which is the point. Like, the game needs to be, I don't know,
have an option.
There needs to be that sort of option designed or engineered into the game that you don't, like, the official, you know, because I don't know, that way.
Yeah. It's well. We'll talk about more of that maybe in the coming episodes, but that's definitely something interesting. You want to wrap it up? Is there anything else you want to mention before we?
The Wii, DS, and DSi servers will shut down on May 20th.
Okay, then people start playing your games.
Does that mean I can't buy any more DSiWare games, or?
I'm not exactly sure. They said that they're not going to shut down the Wii shop.
The eShop, the eShop, you mean? Like, so I can, because
like the Wii Shop channel, and I'm not sure about the eShop of the DSi, but like, I think some titles will be unavailable now.
Okay, we'll try to find that out and clarify for
Yes. If you have any thoughts about this whole online features shutting down too early or too soon, hit us up in our email and just let us know what you think about it. Is there anything else you want to wrap up? You want to say anything before we close episode 21?
Oh, there's a new review up on our site.
Oh, yes. Mickey has given us a red, finally.
Yeah.
A red review, and it's sadly David Cage.
The David Cage games.
David Cage 3, Beyond Souls.
The Beyond Immersive Souls.
Two Souls.
Beyond with the
Two Souls.
Spider-Man.
Yeah. It was that bad, huh? Okay. Well, yeah, his review is up. It's he has a written review and video review up now on our site, on our YouTube channel. You can read the review at www.toomuchgaming.com. That's 2 with the number 2. You can also check out his video review also on the site, but as well as on our YouTube channel, which is TMG blog. Yeah, check it out. It's surprising how Mickey really hates. I don't know if it's the game or David Cage. I don't know. Who do you hate more at this point?
Anyways, just a quick update before we end this up. I just found out the Wii Shop channel and DSi Shop will remain unaffected. It's just online play, matchmaking, leaderboards, that sort of thing. So you can still buy your games on the.
Of course, because it's giving money to them.
Yeah.
But yeah. There, and if you have any questions, clarifications, or questions about maybe the topics we've talked about in this current podcast or even previous podcasts, do email us at www.thetmgpodcast@gmail.com. Just any question is fine. Just let us know. If you actually have a topic that you want us to tackle, let us know. But yeah, that's about it. Is there anything you wanna? We're good.
Get ready for March.
Yeah, March is gonna be a bitch. Titanfall, Diablo 3 expansion, Dark Souls 2,
and a lot.
Metal Gear Solid, Ground Zeroes. What else? Just out the top of my head. That's all I want. That's all I want. Infamous Second Son.
Yeah,
it's coming out.
PS4.
Yeah. But yeah, it's very heavy, and I'm not too sure how April and May is gonna look at how it's gonna look, but we'll talk about that in some other time. Yeah, let's wrap it up.
All right, take care, guys. Right.
Yeah, thanks for listening in. We'll be back again next week for episode 22. So, see you guys and thanks.
Yeah, bye-bye.